So today is going to be week 36 update. So I am currently 37 weeks of the day, and a lot has happened. So I went back to Boston for my 36-week checkup. They did a non-stress test, which he is low, so it was a challenge. I had to be laying in a weird position on my side, and it was awful. But he is fine. I am having small contractions, or what they say, uterine events. Not strong enough to actually be called contractions, but some uterine uterine things going on that they picked up on the NST. So, but baby is doing wonderful. He's doing great. He is still in position, which is awesome. So we went with a doctor, and I was kind of very frustrated because we were there for 2 hours before we got to see her, even though we had an appointment. So it was a very long day. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned it to you guys, but originally the original plan was to get me to 37 weeks and deliver. So that way we didn't have a late fetal demise, which, if you've watched my journey, you know I've had in the past. I'm not a late one, but I've had fetal demises. So 37 weeks was it. The doctor was going to take me, but then that doctor dropped me. So everything changed. I had already put in my maternity leave and everything. So when I got to see this new doctor, she was like, oh, 39 weeks is, when I don't want you to go past 39 weeks, and then we'll induce. And I'm just like, are you friggin' kidding me? Like, my whole pregnancy, I was just like, 37 weeks, 37 weeks, 37. Now I have to change my mind and do 39 weeks. And now what about my maternity leave that I had already submitted in? Like, what do I do then? Especially since you're not giving me a date on when I'm actually going to be induced. So I was very frustrated, and I was overwhelmed because I thought they were going to check me because I had been having contractions, and I thought they were going to check me just so at least I know if I was even doing anything. And they said they don't check me until a week before either my due date or induction. So it was just a lot of frustration. So when the doctor finally came in to talk to me, I kind of just lost my shit. Like, I was very upset. I was crying. I was explaining to her, this is, I just don't know what to do at this point, because in my mind, 37 weeks is all I needed to get to have this baby because of my past. And I live in fear every single day, which is very true. If he's not moving, I freak out, especially if it's a long period of time. Even though I know he does sleep inside of me, and I know this, it's just, I'm so close to actually holding him and having him in my arms that it's scary. So I've been freaking out a lot, on a daily basis almost. And I have my crying spells, and it's just been so much on me, emotionally. And then to now be dropped from my doctor that I've been seeing most of my pregnancy, to seeing somebody completely new that's telling me something completely different is a lot. It was a lot. So she actually listened to me, and she actually understood where I was coming from. And her point of view was, first of all, I'm completely new to her. She had to get caught up within a short period of time for 9 months of my pregnancy. And I completely understand where she's coming from. I really do. And it was nice to know that she understood where I was coming from as well. Her thing was, my losses wasn't always for the same reason. They were for different reasons, which she's absolutely right. Absolutely right. They was not the same thing. My later losses anyways. We don't know whatever happened with the earlier losses, that we just miscarried, but the later losses, they were for different things. So it's not one specific thing that she can own on, that she's like, okay, we need to do this and this and this. She goes, they were for different reasons. So this pregnancy, she says, is completely different and healthy. So there's no reason for her to induce me. But she said, if I feel better, she has no problem with inducing me at 37 weeks, because at 37 weeks, I will be full term. She says, her personally, she feels like there's a lot of benefits the baby can get still being pregnant between 37 weeks to 39 weeks. She goes, but given my history and everything I've been through and what I've recently been through, she has no problem with inducing me. She just would do it at like 37 and a half weeks instead of just at 37 weeks, like originally planned. So it was like a compromise. And so we agreed and we scheduled my induction, and my induction's in just 3 short days from today. So yeah, unless he decides to come in the next couple days, we are getting induced at 37 and 4 days. So it's a lot, but I'm excited to know that there is an end in sight. And so there's not going to be another 37-week bump date, you guys. This is the last bump date, because the next update will be baby or labor and delivery, hopefully. So unless something changes, this is honestly the last bump date. And it's so surreal and crazy to think. Let's see what time it is. Sorry, guys. But yeah. So here we are. The final stretch before baby. So, and I know you guys are probably wondering why you have not seen the nursery video yet. It's an easy explanation. Now, however, if you have on my Instagram, you've already seen it and you know his name, because I did a name leak on my Instagram. However, if you are not on my Instagram, don't worry, because once baby is born, I will then release the nursery video. The only reason why I'm waiting is because his name is beautifully on the wall and I want to show you guys that. So I don't want to bleep it out. So you will see his nursery shortly after he is born, probably after labor and delivery post comes out. So anyways, you guys, that is pretty much it. Now we're just waiting for our induction to have baby. I can't believe I'm here. So surreal, so exciting, very nervous, scared, but I get to meet my son in just a couple days. So you guys, here we are. Next vlog will be the labor and delivery story. So have a great couple days.